ever counseling troubled relationships, and I'm often baffled when women sometimes will say, I know he's a bad person, look at these bruises. I have been to the emergency room 6 times in the last 2 years, but he's a good man, he means well. It's amazing to me that you can be so married to a bad thing so long that you don't see it as bad as it is, that somehow there is this tendency to romance the trouble. Sometimes there is this tendency to put makeup on something that is abusive. And so here this situation is that not only are we married to a mistake, but the reason you can't leave it, the reason you can't break it off, is because every time God tries to show it to you for what it actually is, you start covering it up, you start hiding it, because we don't like to see the ugliness of what we're married to. We don't like to see it for what it is, so we keep lying about it, we keep covering it up, we keep faking the funk, we keep living a lie, we keep hiding behind facades, and this is why you can't get free. Tell your neighbor, if you want to be free, see it for what it is. You gotta see it for what it is and stop making it up. You gotta stop making it beautiful, because the longer you put makeup on it, the more you gonna make up with it, and it ain't gonna ever leave, because you're in love with something that's ugly that you keep saying is beautiful. But there's gotta come that one moment that you say, enough of this. You have abused me for your last time. You have messed my life up for the last time. You have got to see it for what it is. So let me help you see it for what it is. I'm going to take and strip off the makeup off of how beautiful you've made it and put it in your face and say, look at it. This is what it is. You're not a social drinker. You're an alcoholic. See it for what it is. You're not struggling to find a job. You're just sorry and lazy. See it for what it is. You're not overwhelmed with the expectation of child support. You're a deadbeat. See it for what it is. Okay, I knew it wasn't going to get good in here, but I got to tell it. I got to tell it. You're not trying to see where the relationship is going. You're shacking. See it for what it is. Okay. You're not friends with benefits. You are prostitutes with no pay. See it for what it is. Okay. You're not a troubled marriage. You're selfish and controlling. See it for what it is. Okay. You're not how somebody else made you. You're just mean and hateful for no reason. See it for what it is. Okay. You're not too good for the wrong people. You just think you're better than everybody else. See it for what it is. Okay? You're not an innocent victim. You are just reaping what you've sown. See it for what it is. Okay. You're not having a hard time letting go of sin. You're trying to make a liar out of God. See it for what it is. Okay? You're not a Christian struggling in your walk. You are just a backslider that's still in love with your mess. See it for what it is. See it for what it is. You keep putting makeup on it and trying to fix it. This thing is ugly and it's destroying your life. See it for what it is. Battles like this woman. In here. If you don't deal with outside battles, the warfare will set itself up inside of you. If you don't deal with what people say to you, it will affect how you feel within yourself. If you don't deal with the drama going on around you, it will cause dysfunction within you. If you don't handle the circumstances that you're living in, the consequences of those circumstances will live in you. If you don't fight off the stress that's in your environment, that stress will invade your health. David made the mistake of thinking that if I don't fight outside, I won't have to fight inside. But don't you understand? This is why you got to fight in your atmosphere, you got to fight in your environment, and you got to fight in your inner circle. Because if I don't fight this stuff out here, it's going to get up inside of me and kick up a fight within me. Some of you are dealing with stuff now within yourself that if you were to check somebody when they disrespected you the first time, you wouldn't have an inferiority complex. But you just let people talk to you any kind of way, treat you any kind of way, and you didn't deal with it, and now there's a battle from the stuff that you wouldn't fight. Don't be afraid to protect your inside by fighting your outside. I am sorry to tell some of you, you are just a little too nice, you are just a little too kind to people in your atmosphere that are messing you up. You walk in a room and start feeling down because they're in it. You just need to deal with the fact that you are torn by the fact that the last time you were around them, they called you something, and here you are wounded with it. I got to fight battles out there because I ain't going to let you make my life a war zone. I'm not going to let you make me a prisoner in my own life. And God had appointed David to be king. But now at the time kings went out to war, David apparently decided not to think of himself as a king, and his decision to stay back will eventually become problematic. The kings went out to battle, and David said, ain't no king today. I'm just going to be a normal person. I know God has called me to be a king and anointed me to be a king and appointed me to be a king and provided for me to be a king and put me on the palace throne. I know that all of that is what God has done, but I am making a choice. I am making a decision not to be what God called me and what God made me to be. I'm just going to stay back at the house and chill. But this would eventually become a problem. The moment you decide to stop thinking of yourself as what God says you are, you open the door to the enemy. The moment you decide to stop thinking of yourself as what God says you are, you have opened the door for your enemy. If you stop reminding yourself that you are an overcomer, defeat will overtake you. If you stop reminding yourself that by his stripes I am healed, symptoms, both real and imagined, will attack your body. Some of you are nothing but hypochondriacs. Every time you turn around, you got another disease, got to get another prescription, got to take another pill, and just every time there's a pain, got to go to the doctor. And you are so doped up and so medicated that your mood swings are all over the place. People don't know how to take you because you're so jacked up or so low down behind all this medicine that's toxifying your body. And the issue is, you better start reminding yourself every time you feel a pain, by his stripes I am healed. Every time you have a symptom, he is my healer. You stop reminding yourself that greater is he that's in me. You're opening the door to have less, to do less, and to be less. If you stop reminding yourself that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, the fear of failure is going to keep drowning your courage. If you stop reminding yourself that the Son has set me free, the devil is going to keep tying you up. You got to keep reminding yourself. I am who God says I am. I have what God says I have. And I can do what God says I can do. Because sometimes you can feel a door opening. And you can see the devil about to start something. And about to do something. And you better go to reminding yourself who you are in Christ. Because if you don't open your mouth, he's going to